Well, photographs are something we can take for granted in this digital age, but for people in the West African nation of Liberia, there are few photographs of what their country was like before 15 years of civil war. 250,000 people died in the fighting that began in the late 1980s. Our Shirlee Engel recently traveled to Liberia and spoke with two Canadian brothers who are using their photographs to help piece together the country's history.
They're cherished artifacts.
This is what the photo.
Rare photographic evidence of a West African country before it lost its innocence.
It reminds you of the past in order to think about a better future.
This exhibit in Liberia's capital, Monrovia, is the work of Canadian brothers Jeff and Andrew Topham. Their family spent a few years here in the 1970s. Their father meticulously documented their idyllic childhood and unknowingly a pre-war Liberia few know today. Now professional photographers in Vancouver, the Tophams donated their personal memories to the National Museum.
You know, you want to help, and what can we do? And we thought, well, we can return photographs.
It gave me some sort of hope.
Sando Moore is one of Liberia's best-known photojournalists. He lost his life's work when he fled the country in the 1980s as fighting began. When he returned years later, he found his mutilated negatives scattered in the street, finished off by torrential rains.
Up till now, whenever I think about it, it makes me want to cry, and I've not been able to recover from it.
He says most Liberians who had photos got rid of them. Rebels targeted anyone with these symbols of wealth.
The Canadian brothers knew they weren't the only ones with precious photographic memories of a pre-war Liberia. So they went online and through social media found a treasure trove of photos depicting this country before it was ravaged by war.
This generation that we are in now has known nothing but war. This gave them an opportunity to see that there was peace here before.
In 2010, the brothers returned to document their search for the people who made their childhoods so special. Their documentary, Liberia 77, tells that heartbreaking story.
Finding our house that didn't make it through the war, and meeting people that knew my family, and a lot of other people, they didn't make it through the war. So we were met with, a lot of loss.
But at least they've been able to restore a piece of what the country lost. Shirlee Engel, Global News, Monrovia, Liberia.